Hello everyone, my name is Amit Sarda and I'm a Pipedrive consultant. In this video, I'm going to show you how I am setting up my Pipedrive account from scratch in minutes. Now before we begin, a few things. In the coming days, I'll publish a much more detailed setup video as part of a longer video series that I'm planning for Pipedrive. When it's available, I will add a link to that video in this video description. For this video, I've created a guide in Notion to capture different aspects of setting up a Pipedrive account. This guide will help me stay on track without it missing out on any important aspect of setting up my Pipedrive account. This document here is a quick glimpse of the Notion document that I'm talking about. This will look like a checklist covering different aspects of setting up a new Pipedrive account from scratch. You'll find the link to this Notion document in this video description below. I'm calling this the ultimate Pipedrive setup guide and it will be available on my Gumroad account. I've also added a sign up link for a 30-day free trial of Pipedrive. This guide will be available for free for anybody who signs up using the 30-day free trial link. I will leave the contact details in the video description as well. So once you have signed up using this 30-day free trial link, just get in touch and I'll be happy to spend 30 minutes with you setting up your account. For others, the guide will be available for 100 USD on Gumroad. Now let's jump to setting up my Pipedrive account. I have already defined what I want from my Pipedrive account. So during this video, I'll simply set things up based on my sales process. I will not explain why I'm doing something the way I'm doing it. I'll cover the reasoning in the longer video series that I plan to do. So let's begin. Now, very quickly, let me move this Notion document to another screen. And now let's start with setting up personal preferences. So I'm clicking on the top right, clicking on personal preferences. I'm first of all going to upload a picture of mine. I'm briefly going to pause this video so that I upload a picture and I'll come back to this video. Give me a moment. Okay, so as you can see, I have uploaded a picture of mine. Now very quickly, let me confirm that my name is appearing correctly. My correct email account is added to this account. The time zone is correct. For the date format, I am going ahead with English, United States. The language is going to be again English, United States. The default currency is going to be USD for me. Now, under interface details, I want to see the detailed view of any object that I create in Pipedrive. So I'm checking all these boxes. So open details view after creating a new item. So that applies to leads or deals, persons or organization. I'm converting phone numbers to US phone format number, although I'm not going to be calling people from Pipedrive, but still something that I need to check. And show celebrity and celebratory animation after every one deal. I'm going to click on save. Now coming to company settings, this is fine. APIs I'm not worried about too much for now. Now jumping on to syncing emails. So I'm going to briefly pause this video again so that I can sync my email account and then I'll be back and resume this video after I have connected my email account. Give me a moment. I'm back. So I've synced my email account. For labels, I'm selecting sync emails with any label and I'm going to start sync from just 3 days ago. I'm going to click on start syncing, and while this happens, there are some additional settings that I can see under my email sync settings. So archive in my email client when archiving in Pipedrive, check. Delete from my email client when deleting from Pipedrive, check. Email tracking, I'm not a huge fan of open tracking and link tracking, but these are the settings that you get when syncing up your email account. One, allow open tracking allows you to track whether people have opened your emails or not. Link tracking allows you to track whether your recipients of your emails, whether they have clicked a certain link in your email or not. Notifications for tracking activities, blah blah blah. I don't think so. So all of this is done. Now let's go to, let me add a custom sender name, and this is going to be Amit Sarda. Save. Let's go to general. Email links, open links in Pipedrive. Keep all my email conversations private. I can, because I'm the only person who is going to be using this account, I can choose either, and linking needs to happen automatically. Similarly, let's go to contact sync. I'm again going to pause this video, sync my account, and come back. Give me a moment. In fact, for the time being, I have chosen not to sync my contacts because I don't want contacts from my email account flooding my Pipedrive account as of now. I'll come to calendar sync, and I'm going to quickly add my Google Calendar to this account. Okay, so now I have synced my calendar with my Pipedrive account. And now here I have choices for whether I need a two-way sync or a one-way sync. So two-way sync is where Pipedrive activities sync to calendar events sync to Pipedrive as activities accessible to others in your company. One-way sync is Pipedrive sync activities sync to calendar, and only changes to Pipedrive activities in your Google Calendar will sync back to Pipedrive. Your other meetings, they won't appear in your Pipedrive activities. So I only want a one-way sync, and of these, I think I will only have lunch, or in fact, I can come back and change these later. The kind of activities that I want to sync back to my Google Calendar. And I want to include contact and deal info in the description. And I'm going to say start syncing. Now there's also an option for connecting Google Drive, and it's going to work in the similar way. As of now, I don't need Google Drive integration, so I'm going to skip that part. Quickly coming to notifications. I don't want real-time notifications when I'm inside Pipedrive. So if you check this checkbox, you are going to get flooded with notifications at the bottom right of your screen, and it is very interruptive in nature, so I don't want that option. Now coming to company settings, I'm quickly going to check the company name and the company domain. Both of these look fine to me. I'm going to customize the kind of activities that I need. So what I need is a call. Let me change some of these names. So I need a call. I need something called an intro call. So intro intro calls intro call activities are activities that I use when I'm trying to get in touch with a new client. I don't use I don't do outbound sales, so it's going to be very uh, less useful for somebody like me, but I'm still going to have this here. uh, I'm struggling with choosing an icon for this, but let's say I'm going to use a check signpost. Save. So intro is one, call activity, call is another. So intro, I'll push intro to the top. Call is another. I need one for message. So I need one for email as well. Then I don't need something for tasks, for example. So I'm going to quickly create one called message. I'm going to edit task and call it message. Although I don't message my clients, but still fine. So intro, call, message, email, and now I need a virtual meeting and an in-person meeting. So I can make this a virtual meeting. Is going to have a video icon, and then I'm going to deactivate deadline because I don't use deadlines. For lunch, I'm going to call this in-person meeting, and the icon is going to be two people meeting. Okay, so done. I have set up my activities. Now moving on to currencies. When you first set up a Pipedrive account, Pipedrive shows you all these currencies. I don't want any of these. So I'm going to deactivate all unused currencies, which is going to be all in this case. And I'm going to add, or in fact, let me add US dollar again. Okay. I want pound, sterling, activate. I want euros, activate. I also want rupee, for example. Well, see Indian rupee, yeah. So Indian rupee, okay. And now I'm going to quickly come back to the activated tab and deactivate Zimbabwe dollar. So these are the currencies that I want to be available to me, and that's great. I'm now going to configure lost reasons. So first one is going to be unresponsive. Now I don't need this because I'm not doing outbound sales. The second one is going to be out of budget. The third one is going to be availability. The fourth one is going to be skills mismatch. Probably going to come up with better names for this, but for now let's keep these as the labels. And I'm adding one for vibe as well. Okay, now moving on to users. This is where you can add or remove users. I don't need to add anybody to my account, but I can quickly change permissions for this particular account. So I need access to the projects app. So I'm granting access to projects for my own account. This is done. There are no permission sets that I'm going to use for my account. So everyone, I'm I have access to everything, right? Thirdly, we have visibility settings. Everything in my account is going to be visible to all. Okay, all, okay, all, okay, all, okay, organizations, all, okay. And now because I'm a single person team, I don't need to set up a team, but this is where you can set up a team, for instance. Now coming to data fields, this is where I can add fields and I can provide access to certain fields. And very quickly, I'm going to, let's say, add a field for source. And this is going to be a single option field. And these are my options. Oops. Let me delete hyphen and let me sort these by A to Z. And now let me set up some rules for quality as well. So always available in deal detail view, appears in add lead and add deal views. I don't want this to appear in project deal view, and this is required for all stages of my pipeline, so it automatically becomes important. I'll click on save. Let me also change a few options. So expected close date, for example, it has to have a quality rule of required. Okay, I don't have my pipeline set up yet, so I can't configure this. We can come back to it later, but this is where I can specify if expected close date is required for negotiation started stage of the pipeline, right? I'll click cancel for now, and the same for value and probability. So these are the three important fields that I need to predict my sales forecasting, right? Great. Now coming to tools and apps, this is where you can configure your Pipedrive caller app or Pipedrive, your default call to handler. This is where you integrate third party calling apps like AirCall, Just Call, or Open Phone. For products, I'm going to enable products for my account. Then under smart contract data, I want to fetch information about people in my account. For documents, I have some settings that I want. So I want to clear unpopulated fields. I'm going to save this. There's another set of settings which is remove Pipedrive logo, enable signer authentication code, custom message. I can come back and update the copy of this message that goes out to recipients of documents from me when I want them to sign something. I don't see much use for this for my particular account, so I'm just going to save this. I'll come back to this when I plan to use this feature more. Now, coming to integrations, I can integrate Slack here with my account. I don't need this because I like to have everything in one place. So I don't want notifications about my deals or my activities coming in a third party app. I want to spend most of my time in my Pipedrive account. Then there are options for messaging. This is where I can integrate Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. I don't use either of these two options for my account. I'm going to leave it there. The last one is for invoicing. Again, I have a very different app that I use for invoicing. It's called Reference. I don't use Zero or QuickBooks, but if you are using that, you can integrate them here. Now, coming back to my deals pipeline, this is how I'm going to customize it. I'm going to call it just pipeline. My first stage is going to be meeting booked. It's because most people come to me when they book a call with me, and the probability of closing this is 20%. I'm not going to use the routing feature in the first couple of stages. The second one is discussion. The probability of closing a deal when in this stage is 40% for me. The third one is proposal sent. The probability here is 60%. The last one is negotiation, and the probability here is 75%. I'm going to delete these last two stages because I don't need them. My sales process is extremely simple, so this works extremely well for me. So I already defined probabilities for each stages while I was redefining or renaming my pipeline stages. I'm going to switch on deal probability, and deal routing I'm only going to have for proposals and negotiation. So what deal routing in this case would mean is, if there has been if 7 days have passed since I sent a proposal, it's very less likely that this will not convert. And the same case for example, let me call it 10 days. So if I have been negotiating with a client for 10 days, it's highly likely that that conversation is not going to go anywhere. I'm going to save this, and I'm done. So this video at this point is less than 21 minutes. So I have been true to my promise of setting up a Pipedrive account in minutes. In a future video, I will cover how to use different aspects of Pipedrive, and those will be much shorter videos talking about one particular aspect of Pipedrive at a time. For now, this is great. I can access my account. All I need to do is now to integrate my Calendly page with Pipedrive, organize my deal detail structure. Oh wait, I forgot something. Or in fact, it's okay. I'll cover that in a future video. Or yeah, let's do that. Let's cover the next steps in a future video where I customize the detail screens and the list views and the filters for further use. So hopefully you enjoyed watching this video, and if you need any help with setting up your Pipedrive account, my contact details are in the video description below. I'm going to link my WhatsApp, my Calendly booking page, my website for you to be able to contact me. And as I said, if you sign up for Pipedrive using the 30-day free trial link that I'm mentioning in the video description below, I'm happy to spend 30 minutes setting up your account so that you don't waste hours and hours setting up your account. So still, this video is going to be less than 25 minutes, and I'm going to wrap up. It's my humble request to everyone watching this video. If you found this video useful and if you like the format that I'm following, please subscribe to this channel, like this video, ask me questions in the comments if you need help with certain aspects. And I am going to see you again in a future video. Thank you so much for watching. Let's keep in touch. Bye bye.